Hi, my name is Anaga. I'm a student in training. I just wanted to let you know what you say will remain between you and me and will be confidential. Though, because I am a student, I will share information with my supervisor. Other situations where I'll discuss what we talked about is if there is imminent harm to yourself or others, or if there's child abuse, dependent abuse, or elder abuse, or if I'm subpoenaed. Other than that, I encourage you to share whatever you're comfortable with, and we can begin our session. How are you doing?
Sounds good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What would you like to talk about today?
Recently I've been having a difficult time sleeping. I will go to bed at a reasonable hour, but I end up scrolling on my phone or just tossing and turning until 1 and 2 a.m. And that's, I feel like now starting to affect my life during the day as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I just feel like it's catching up to me now. In the beginning, there wasn't so much going on, so I was able to rest and it wasn't too stressful. But now, when I'm constantly working the entire day and then I'm also not sleeping at night, I just feel a lot more tired and just like exhausted in general.
Okay. I wonder if this is stressing you out, that you're feeling a little overwhelmed, that you aren't able to fall asleep and it's affecting you in your day to day.
At first, I thought maybe just because everything's changing in terms of starting at a new school and like moving to a new city.
Yeah.
And because I'm on my own for the first time, so I feel maybe that is contributing to not being able to sleep. It'll be like the smallest noise at night will wake me up, just like a small little, like someone walking down the street or like a car honking. It's just like I'll wake up and then after that I cannot go back to bed.
You're a light sleeper?
Usually not. So that's another change that I noticed is ever since I've moved here, I've become a light sleeper.
Okay.
Usually I'm pretty okay with sleeping through like small noises, but now it's like completely opposite.
How was it when you would fall asleep before graduate school started, when you were back home?
I've always slept pretty late, usually around midnight to like 1 a.m.
Sure.
It's never been any later than that. But I also had a very busy routine during undergrad and then during just my day-to-day life. So it's definitely, I slept easier than I am here just because I feel like, because I'm alone here, that
Sure.
it's making it harder for me to sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I feel like I'm just more scared of like falling asleep and then like something happening while I'm asleep. That it's just making it harder for me to sleep consistently.
Sure. You mentioned being kind of afraid to fall asleep. What does that feel like to you? What does that mean to you?
Usually before bed, I've been pretty good with like an hour before bed. I will like go ahead and like lock the door and like turn the lights on or whatever. Take a shower, and just get ready to go to bed. And then when I'm in bed and like I'll actually turn off the lights, that's when I get more anxious.
Okay.
And then I can feel like in the moment I'm just kind of more aware of my surroundings than I would be during the day when I was alone inside.
Sure.
So I just feel like everything is like on hyper alert at night. Yeah, which is a whole new experience.
Definitely.
Usually like, but also I've never been alone at night
Sure.
to know the difference.
Yeah.
I have a very large family at home. So it's always like there's other people around, so I don't have to worry about anything. And I think a lot of it also comes from what you hear on the news, and it's just like you get more scared of what could happen.
Definitely.
My neighborhood is definitely like very quiet.
Sure.
There's never been anything wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know why there's still like that fear. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if you are feeling kind of apprehensive about living alone as compared to being at home with your family and having a lot of people around you.
For sure. At first, honestly, the first 2-3 weeks, I was okay. I didn't really have any issues with sleeping or any like being alone during the day. I think now, as more time goes by, like I've been more anxious. I don't know why it's happening in this order, because usually it'd be you move out and now you can't sleep all of a sudden, which would make more sense. But I spent the first 2 or 3 weeks by myself sleeping perfectly fine. It's like now all of a sudden, like I'm having all these thoughts of like something could go wrong or like something could happen. So that's making me more anxious.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about life in grad school?
For sure. Things are picking up quite quickly. It's just a lot happening all at once, and there isn't much time to do anything outside of schoolwork or
definitely
outside of classes. So I think just being like there isn't time for me to do things for myself. Like even getting something simple like getting groceries is becoming much more difficult. Like it's becoming more like, oh, I'll just order this, or like I'll just pick up this on my way home instead of doing like a full proper restock of my fridge. It's just easier to get something that's quick and ready to go, just so I'm working. So it's like all around just very fast paced, but it's also getting quite stressful.
How do you what are your self-care tactics, if you had to name some?
Usually what I like to do is like on Sunday, or in this case like Mondays, right before my week starts, I like to just like take a walk or like get some groceries done, wash my hair, do all that. That's usually how I like to spend my time.
Sure.
And just spend, like an hour or two like catching up on some TV shows or like watching a movie or something, just so I'm not thinking about school. Like watching something else happening is going to get me out of my own head. So I like to keep busy that way. But yeah, the last two weeks I haven't had time to do any of that. Just because I feel like I should be focusing on school. Like I can't take this time for myself when I should be doing whatever assignment may be pending at that time.
Sure. Tell me what you feel when you are keeping busy, as you said.
When I'm keeping busy with like self-care stuff or with school stuff?
With school stuff, yeah.
So when I feel like that's why I'm here, is to do school stuff.
Sure.
So and to, like just do well in school. So when I feel like I'm doing something school related, I'm being more productive, which may not always be the case.
Yeah.
Because I might just be staring into something but not really processing it as I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Whereas I might be more productive cleaning or like taking a shower, like doing whatever else for myself. So I think it's just a mindset that I feel like I'm being more productive if it's school related.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wonder if when you're not focusing on school things, you feel a bit concerned, and that may it may lead you to maybe over worrying and possibly contribute to loss of sleep.
It could, yeah, for sure. When I am not free, but like when I'm not doing something school related, or I'm taking more time for myself, it definitely, I can feel more anxious, thinking that I'm slacking off, like I'm not doing something that I should be doing.
Sure.
So if I'm nervous or anxious, especially like right before bed, I know I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep that night. And at first, like I would think I would drink more coffee throughout the day to just keep me
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
And now I've tried to stop drinking coffee after
Okay.
like 5 p.m. just because I'm like, I have to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes it harder for me to focus on my work from like 5 before bed,
Mhm.
just because I'm so drained from the night before from not sleeping. And
Sure.
then I don't have that caffeine kick to keep me going.
Sure.
So I have, like, I've tried to cut out the caffeine. I've tried to like drink tea before bed. Like I went out and bought some chamomile tea to like help me sleep as well,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just not working.
Okay. See, you've tried a lot of. You've gone through a lot of options. I see to try to
Mhm.
help this situation.
Yeah. I've tried to do my best to take care of it on my own,
Mm-hmm.
and it's some nights when I'm exhausted, I will be able to sleep for like 4 consecutive hours before
Great.
waking up again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like I'll be sleeping at 3 or 4 a.m., but then I have to wake up at like 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's becoming a little bit harder to just work on 4 hours of sleep every night.
Definitely.
Yeah, if that. Like sometimes it ends up being like 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great that you're kind of recognizing some positives.
Yeah, it's just a lot to work with, especially being on your own. Is
Definitely.
how do I take care of myself, but also take care of my schoolwork? When you have like your family, it's more so, oh, they'll take care of the cooking, they'll take care of
Right.
all this. All I have to do is school.
Sure.
So in that way, it's been a lot more challenging. I think just being on my own.
Okay. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you sharing this information with me, and I hope we can discuss this later.
For sure. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.